What's up YouTube? Today I used Guzzlord Ex in rank mode. This is the deck list. It has the new supported card Will. I wanted to show you some of my games, so let's get right into it. We're going first. We have the start with Nihilego. And our opponent is playing Espeon Ex, which is a very popular deck right now. Which is also why Guzzlord does pretty well, thanks to the type advantage here. So I use the Pokeball, find the Guzzlord, and right now I'm thinking if I should place the Poison Barb, which ultimately I do use it. So in case the Eevee wants to attack, he's gonna take 20 damage of poison. Now our opponent uses Pokeball and Professor, finds his other basic Eevee. We get another Nihilego, which I put on the bench. Now I was thinking if I should give the energy to the Guzzlord or the Nihilego, and I decided to use the Mars because he had 5 cards. He finds Espeon Ex, so he draws 2 more cards, sets down the other 2 Eevees, plays the Cape, and also evolves into Espeon Ex. Now he uses a Silver and takes away my Lusami, which so far we don't really need. But at this point our opponent doesn't have any cards in their hand, so I'm feeling pretty safe here. We find Guzma, but I decided to hold it for now and simply just attack with Grindcore. We don't get the heads, which is unfortunate, but our opponent is still gonna be poisoned even if he heals, and that means that thanks to the type advantage here we can knock out the Espeon Ex thanks to Guzma. Which is exactly what I do, and we get the first 2 points. Now he needs to find another evolution here if he wants to attack us. Instead he has another Silver, takes away Cyrus, but since we have 2 of them it doesn't really make a difference. He's forced to retreat because he doesn't have the evolution and he can't even attack, so at this point we have a pretty big lead. I'm just going to attack with the Guzzlord. The only cards that I'm really scared if he has 2 Eevee bags, but he doesn't, so we win the first game. Next up, we're going first again. We begin with Celesteela, and we're facing a Fire type energy Eevee. So this is probably the Flareon Ex and Leafeon Ex deck, or the Charizard. I don't really remember. Let's see. He does play Professor and Pokeball. And there's another Eevee EX, so this is probably the Flareon type. So we do get another Professor. We find Pokeball and Nihilego. We don't have Guzzlord yet, so I decide to give energy to the Nihilego in the bench and put the Poison Barb on the Celesteela. Now our opponent finds Sylveon, which means he's drawing a lot this turn. Puts down another Eevee. Let's see if he has an evolution. There's a Magby here to help with the energy generation. Looks like he doesn't have... oh, there's the Flareon Ex. Never mind. The Magby gives energy to the other Eevee. At this point, thanks to the double Nihilego, I know we can get a knockout on Magby, which I am considering right now, but there's always the risk of losing Nihilego next turn because of the Flareon, but here I thought getting 1 point right now is gonna give me a advantage in the long term, because whenever I'm gonna get Guzzlord and Cyrus, we're probably gonna be able to win the game. So our opponent uses Mars, we lose a lot of cards, but we do find Guzzlord. He attacks into Nihilego and becomes poison, so now he's gonna take a lot of passive damage. We play the Pokeball, we find the second Guzzlord, we place them both in case of Sabrina, and I start powering up the Guzzlord in the bench while leaving Celesteela in the front to take the damage. Now his Flareon is already at 90 HP, all thanks for the poison, so he is forced to retreat if he wants to survive next turn. He does play Silver and we lose a Pokemon Center Lady, which we don't really need right now since he one-shots the Celesteela. But the Poison Barb kicks in, so from 130 HP the Flareon goes down to 110. We top deck the Lusamine that was insanely lucky, and we don't get the hit because he concedes. Alright, that's fine. Now in the next game we go first. Looks like it's fire again. We do start with Celesteela, but this time it's Charizard Ex. We do find Professor and Nihilego. Still missing Guzzlord, but right now it's fine. Let's see, he finds Eevee, plays the red card. The red card does give me the Guzzlord, so I'm happy about that. Actually, we find two Guzzlord and the other Nihilego. Now I place down the fancy looking Guzzlord and I start giving it energy, so that next turn we can potentially already start discarding the energy from the Charmander. He does have Cape, but we also do play Guzma in the deck list. Here's the Will. I don't want to use the Will right now. I want to save it when I'm gonna face against the Charizard Ex, so I don't use it. In the meantime, we do 30 damage to the Charmander in the front. Looks like he doesn't have Charizard yet, which is really good for us. I decide to keep attacking and using the Guzzlord in the front. So the Charmander here could die next turn, so he's forced to retreat into the Sylveon because he's still missing the Charizard. We do find Guzma here, which I use so we can get the knockout on the Charmander in the back, and we can also attack the Sylveon right now, which is very good for us. Now I don't know if I want to put down the second Nihilego or the second Guzzlord, so for now I keep them in my hand. He does find the Charizard here, but he still has not enough energy, so he has to stoke. At this point we can get the first hit in, and I want to maximize the poison damage, so I put down the second Nihilego. I use Tyrannical Hole, we do 120 damage. The Charizard can only knock us out if he does have the red. There's the red. We do lose Guzzlord here, but if he uses the red he cannot heal, which means that the Nihilego gets the knockout and we win the game. Next up, we are still going first this time, and we start with the Celesteela, and we're playing against a mirror match against Guzzlord Ex. I'm still missing the Guzzlord here. Also going first is pretty bad in the mirror, but we can attack with Nihilego and he can survive at least 2 Grindcore attacks. Now he puts the poison barb on his Guzzlord, and I don't want to take the poison damage, so I just use the Gazma here. We attack the Guzzlord and we poison him as well. That's gonna do 20 damage every turn. He starts preparing the Guzzlord in the back. He also doesn't flip heads with it, which is very good for us. We're still missing our Guzzlord though, so I just have to put the energy on the Celesteela, and to lose a bunch of cards from my hand I start using the Pokémon Center lady so we can heal the Nihilego. Now his Guzzlord is almost already out, and we can knock him out this turn if we attack, but it's even better if the Guzzlord dies on his turn thanks to the poison. So that's the reason why I decided not to attack here, and probably just going to use the poison barb. Yes, on the Nihilego maybe? Let's see, yeah. We place the poison barb, pass the turn, he's left with 10 HP. He's playing the version with Poipole, which does have more opportunities for attacking, but I think it's better to not have the Poipole to have more supporter cards in the deck. Now, we do get the knockout thanks to the poison. We still don't have our Guzzlord here, which is a big problem if we don't find another basic. So right now I decided to stay with the Nihilego and heal him. Oh wait, no, I heal the Celesteela and attack with the Nihilego, yeah, because he can just do 120 damage, so it doesn't really matter who I heal. He finds his Nihilego and the Naganadel, but he can't retreat yet because he doesn't have Celesteela. And now we top deck the Guzzlord, arriving just at the right time. We use the Lusamine, we give him another energy, and because Celesteela is only 1 point, we can wait for a turn and then safely get the knockout on his Guzzlord. And that's also why he conceded, and we win.